Hey everyone, welcome to Data Discovery. At this video, we are going to see something related to sampling techniques. What is sampling techniques and what are the sampling techniques and how the sampling techniques comes into the picture and where we need to use the sampling techniques. Everything we are going to see at this video. So let's get started. So before starting with the sampling techniques, we need to understand that why we are learning the sampling techniques. So why the sampling techniques comes into the picture? Let's get started. In which I have the population based on it, right? And I'm having a sample. I used to create one sample data, and in which the sample data is a subset of the population. Yes, from the population only I am taking the sample. So based on it, I will be inferencing the data, and based on that, I can claim the population. The claiming technique of the population is done by the sampling technique, right? So based on the sample data that I have collected, I will be analyzing the data and I will be predicting the population one, right? So what all are the sampling techniques? There are many sampling techniques, in which there are two groups of sampling techniques, that is called as a probability sampling techniques and non-probability sampling. So what is this probability and what all are the probability non-sampling techniques? Okay, and what is the difference between the probability and non-probability, that we will be seeing in this video. But before that, we need to understand what is sample data that we are collecting from the population. See, now if for the example I need to get the height of the complete student from a classroom, right? From a school, we can say. From that, I couldn't able to get this data from each and every person. So what I will be taking some of the people from the population, from the complete student, from the complete candidate. I will be taking some student. Okay, from the 100 I can take 60 student at time, and then after I will be doing the analysis based on the person, based on the candidate, and based on it I can predict the other population. So now, as I have now given a very simple example with 170 data, but if I need to find the data of billion million data at a time, so I couldn't able to get the complete data at a time. If the data might be missing, or the data I couldn't able to collect, there will be many number of reason for it. So for that, I will be collecting a sample data, and based on that I will be analyzing and I can claim the population. So this type of the techniques is called as a sampling technique. So there are major techniques related to sampling of probability and non-probability. Okay, for which population, which sampling techniques that we need to understand. First, let's understand what is probability. Okay, a probability sampling refers to the selection of sample from a population. Okay, what's a population? Population is nothing but P. We used to represent as P, and sample it's nothing but S. Okay, I'll just repeat once again. Probability sampling refers to the selection of sample from a population when the selection is based on the principle of randomization, that is random selection or chances. Over probability sampling, we are selecting a sample from a random based or a chance based. I can give one good example, a toss. By tossing a coin, we have 50-50 percentage that we can get her head or coin. So tossing a coin will be the best example in probability, right? But in non probability is exactly opposite to the probability that I've said, that it's not random based. Okay, it will be in not randomized based. So it's nothing but not every member of the population has a chance to be getting selected. From the difference between the probability and non-probability definition, you will be getting the concept related to randomness and non-randomness from the probability and non-probability difference. So we can see from the probability that whatever the techniques that I have written at my left hand side, it's based on the randomness based. Like randomly I'm selecting. So while will be imputing in the actual notebook of my Jupyter notebook, at that moment also you will be getting the concept related randomness. So I used to import the random library, and based on that only I will be sampling techniques. Okay, but in non-probability, without doing a randomness, I will be doing it. Okay, so first in probability sampling, we have four sampling techniques, that is called as a simple random sampling, clustered sampling, systematic sampling, and stratified sampling. In non-probability techniques, we have convenience sampling, consecutive sampling, quota sampling, snowball sampling. Okay, so there will be not any chances that each and every technique that we need to know while doing the sampling techniques. So some technique is mostly needed, it will be needed 100%, so I will be choosing that one, and we will be doing a code related to it. Okay, so these all are the important sampling, and we will be doing a code in our Jupyter notebook. So first we will be starting a simple random sampling. So what is a simple random sampling? Like I'm having a 10 student from a class. Okay, n is equal to 10. From a 10 student, I need to select a 5 student. Randomly I'm picking up the student. Sportsmanship, I'm selecting a 5 student from the 10 student in the class. So I'm just randomly picking up the student. I haven't know that whether the person is really interested in the sports related part, but I'm just taking the person, I'm just picking up the person randomly from the 10. So each and every person has a chance in that fight, right? So the randomness is there because I'm randomly picking up the student. So 50-50% is the chance has been allotted to each and every person whether they will be selecting or not. So this is called a 50-50. So as I've said, tossing a coin, in which we used to get a 50% of head, and even there is a chances of 50% of tail. So same thing happens over here. So there is a chance in the person having being selected or not. So let's see the code related to it, and we will be coming back over here. So I have done the random sampling over here. So from the population, from the, as I have said, the 10 population that I took. So this much limited population will be there, will be not there in the actual cases. So for the easy understanding, I have took only 10 population. From that, I need to select a sample at 5 member. I need to select. So this is the random part that I took. So sample size is equal to 5. So by using a import random cases, okay, you can select randomly. So if I will be executing again and again, I will be getting a sample different. So that's what I have said, that there is a 50-50% of the chances that people have been selected. So this is the example for the random sampling. So let's move to the cluster sampling. This is the second sampling that I've said. So cluster sampling, I can give one good example to select a person of the data science or data science expertise that I need to select. So from the complete world, from the complete country, I need to select the data science. How can I take the person? How can I take the people from the complete data science people? I will be segregating into country cases. So I will be select. So I need to select 10 people. Can you say? Okay, 10 people of all the data science people that I need to collect, but in a complete country. So what I will be selecting, I will be first I will be segregating from country. Then from the 10 country, I will be segregating into a state, 10 state, then 10 district, then 10 city, and then after then again I will be taking a subset of the data, and then after I will be selecting a 10 people. So this 10 whatever that I'm selecting, it's based on the random base. I'm not using some other techniques in which I'm collecting the 10 people. From the randomness based only, I'm collecting this 10 people. So this is also called as a multi-stage sampling. So cluster sampling and multi-stage sampling is almost same. It's the same. Okay. So don't be confused between the multi-stage sampling and cluster sampling. It's a randomness based sampling only. Okay. So from the complete universe, and that I'm selecting the data science people, the expertise. So how I am doing the cluster based. So it's one of the technique. Okay. Let's move to the coding part. Okay, and I need to select a data science people, right? So what I have done, so I have 4 country, can you say? Because from the population, I have 4 country, in which each country has 3 data science people. So by the randomness base, I am selecting the 2 country. two best country. So each and every country has a chance to be get selected. So when I will be executing this, any selection of the countries, so first I have selected, it's around third and fourth country that it's been selected, and next third and first is being selected. So each and every person has the chance to be get selected. So this is the example for the cluster sampling. Now let's move to the systematic sampling. So what is the systematic sampling? So from the, I'm having a 20 student in a class. Okay, 20 student in a class, and I have arranged in a order. Now I need to select the same example that I will be giving, as I need to select for a sports person. I need to select. So I need to select around 10 people. Okay, okay, I need to select around 10 people. So systematic, you can see the word itself says that it will be not randomness, but why it came into a randomness, that you will be getting the idea. So the systematic sampling, that is one another example that I can give, that we need to select any every nth individual out of the population. So from the 20 student arranged, I need to select only 10. So the first value that I'm picking, the first student that I'm picking, it can be in the random, it will be in the randomness. So first student I can pick from first people, or I can pick from fifth people, anything up to us. Okay, and after that, after I am selecting, after selecting the first person, that if I selected from the fifth, okay, from the fifth person that I've selected, and then after I will be doing in a systematic way. So that's why the random and systematic comes at the same time. So first the person that I'm selecting, it will be in the random mode, and then after I will be selecting in a systematic. Systematic means after my selecting the first person, then the next person, that whatever that I will be selecting, it will be in the particular interval. I can select in the person in after every odd number. Okay, after every fifth person, or after every second person, it's up to us. So I can select any type of any systematic way. So if I will be selecting that after every second interval I will be selecting a person, it need to be common till the end of the people. Okay, here is the coding for it. So here is the 10 people in which my sample size is 2. Okay, if the sample size is 2, first person, that whatever that I will be selecting, that will be in the random mode. Okay, random int. Okay, I have used a random int. So that will be in the random mode, and then after the interval that I will be using, like over here I have used it length of population of sample size. Okay, and then after it will be choosing the fifth interval. See, for example, the length is 10, right? So 10 divided by 2, you will be getting a quotient as 5. So after selecting the first people, the I need to leave the fifth. So if I have selected 3, okay, 3 is my first, then I need to leave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Then there is no any other number to select, so that's why I have stopped it over here. Now for example, if I will be rerunning it, it took it as 5. So first the value that I took is 5, but by using a sampling interval, the value is 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's take another example. Okay, it's coming only 3, 8, okay, 2, 7. So first I have selected 2, then I need to leave it 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is how we need to select. So here is the formula for the in which it's nothing but it's making a quotient value. Quotient that while dividing we will be getting a quotient value, right? So length of population is 10 divided by 2. So what will be the value? 5. So if I will be changing the value as 3, it's not I'll take some other value, I'll take 5, it will be more simpler way. Okay, length of population will be 10 divided by 5. So it's nothing but quotient is equal to 2. Okay, if I will be selecting, you'll be getting the value. So 2 first value, and then leave it 2, leave the 2 value, 1, 2, and then again leave the 2 value, 2, 1, 2, 6, leave again 2 value, 8, again 2 value, it's called 10. Okay, this is how we will be selecting. I hope you got the example. Now let's move to the stratified sampling. Okay, now I can give one example. Okay, from a student, from around 50 student, I'm having in a class in which I need to select only 6 students. So my sample is to do the sampling, I will be selecting only 6 students. So based on what cases that I can select, I can segregate based on the gender, a boy and the girl. So from the boy, if I will be selecting a three-person, even I can select the three-person from the girl part. Okay, so this is how the stratified sampling. So based on the randomness base, I'm just selecting a three. So there is not any particular group that only this particular people that I will be selecting from the boys cases, or from this particular cases that I will be selecting, and randomly that I'm selecting. So let's move to the coding part, and you can. Okay, here is the coding for it, in which over here I have imported the random. So population from each and every cases that I have given. A population has 50, B is 100, C is 200. So from the sample that I need to select, for particular is 5, 10, 20. Okay, from the A case that I'm selecting. Okay, so from the sampling techniques, I will be starting from 1 to 50 people, but I will be selecting in a random. So how much I need to select? 5. So randomly is just selecting a people, not any doing any such of calculations, and just doing a random base. So from 1 to 100, I'm just selecting 10 people, that also in random base. So for that, here is the code. So this all are the techniques that we have seen is based on the random base, that is called as a probability sampling. Now let's move to the non-probability sampling. Let's move to the convenience sampling. It's one of the non-probability sampling, even a non-randomness sampling. As previously, the last four sample that we have seen, it's completely based on the random base. We have imported all the random library, and based on that only we were concluding it. But in this convenience sampling, there is no any randomness involved. And even on the code that I will be showing it, there will be no randomness involved. So how it's possible? Let's start with it. So first, when we are starting with the convenience sampling, the convenience, the word itself says that based on your convenience. Okay, so same thing happens in our convenience sampling. That is nothing but, or in this technique, the samples are selected from the population, right, based on the researcher convenience. So here I need to conclude a survey based on or based on the product, any product that we can say. Okay, I need to say what will be the audience experience based on the product, rather than moving to the survey with each and every population in the country, state, world, etc. I'll take some sample. So based on my convenience, so I'll just go to my mall, and I will be selecting some of the 10, 15 people who is nearby, and then after I will be concluding the survey, and based on that I can claim something, right, rather than moving to the complete population, as this is my population, right, this will be my population. Rather than reaching to all of these people, I will be taking some of the sample based on my convenient, and I will be doing a survey, and then after I can claim that this product is going good, and this product is not becoming so much productive. So based on that I can make some of the conclusion, right? So this is based on the convenience sampling. So let's move to the code. So here is the code for it. So based on the population that I'm having, I'm taking a sample size as 3. It means it's based on a user depend. So there is not any rule that you need to keep it as 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's based on the user. I'm taking a sample as 3 based on my convenience that I'm selecting the people. So rather than moving to each and every population, I'm just selecting the first 3. Okay. So this is will be based on the convenience sampling. Okay, there is not any randomness involved. I'm not randomly picking up the person. Okay, and it will be cost less than the probability sampling. So wherever the randomness involved, so cost will be comparatively more than the non-probability sampling. Okay, let's move to the consecutive sampling. Okay, over here also I'll just give one small example. So based on that we will be explaining the term. I need to hire a person, okay, who is good in data science and good in data analysis. So based, I need to select only two candidates, one for data science and one for data analysis. So what I will be doing, I will be posting my recruitment in LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever the social terms that I'm having, right? So based on that, I will be displaying all the requirements, and then after I will be getting uh, so much of application based on the need, and then after I will be not assigning interview only in 1 day based. I will be not assigning for each for 1,000 applicants. I will be not assigning only 1 day interview. So at that moment, I couldn't able to get a time to select a person perfect to the data science or data analyst. So what I will be selecting, I will be taking a bunch of the people. I will be segregating into 100 people. Okay, for 10 days I will be selecting, and then after I will be um, asking a question based on the data science and data analyst to each and every particular people. So at moment I will be selecting one people, and then after I will be asking some of the question, I will be interviewing it. If I'm fine with that person, then I will be stopping my interview at that moment itself. If I'm not convenient with these people, then after I will be moving to the next person, and then after also I'm not convenient, then I will be taking the other bunch. The same thing continues till the 1,000 applicants. Okay, so based on my requirement I will be collecting a sample, and based on that I will be serving the people. So till I am not convenient with them, I will be moving to the next person. Okay, this for the consecutive sampling. So based on the researcher how they will be doing it, let's move it. So in this technique, the researcher picks a single observation or a group of observation. Okay, over here also I can pick a group of the observation. So at a group of the people that I will be selecting for an interview, I couldn't able to get a particular observation based on the particular candidate. For it's nothing but it's conduct research over a period, analyze the result, and then moves on to the next sample. I will be analyzing the people as per my requirement, and then after if I'm convenient, then I. So mostly in the data science project, whenever we are doing the testing of hypothesis, etc. things, we will be using mostly a probabilities based sampling, a randomness based sampling only. Some of the non-probability, so convenient and consecutive, sometimes we will be using it. The other sampling method, that whatever we are having, we will be not using that much. Okay, if it's necessary, do comment at the comment section. I will be making a separate video, or I will be making a short video based on it. And if the other sampling also it's needed, then based on our statistics upcoming videos I will be posting. Okay, whenever that sampling that I'm using, I will be posting some of the videos clip also. So do like, share, and subscribe to the data discovery and get the amazing videos.